Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first ever WTW podcast. I'm your host, the X Factor, Jackson Hendricks, and we've had a bit of a change in plans here. We were originally supposed to have BWE's Seth Maverick on here, but something came up, so now we're going to have WTW's own Chase Chambers. But before we do this, Seth Maverick on here. Before we start this podcast, I just want to say, Chase, you better watch your back. You better watch your back come Mania. Because this is the biggest fight of me, yours, and King Crunch's life. And all I got to say is watch your back. King Crunch has been the corporate paper champion of his of the whole time of WTW. And Chase wanted to turn his back on me. On me. I don't understand it. Looks like Chase is too scared to come on here. Come on, Chase. Come on, Chase. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Chase Chambers looks to be scared. He looks to be scared to come on here. Shocker, right? I'm just... Oh. Chase. Chase, come out wherever you are. Chase. Just as I thought, Chase Chambers not going to show up. Well, ladies and gentlemen, give it time, but let's just give a recap of what's going on. WTW, T-Bone just won the Next Gen Championship at Game Over. We do not know who his opponent yet is, but we do know that it will be announced on this next episode of Mayhem. And it looks like the two creeps are going to go one-on-one at WTW Mania, Relic and Juggernaut. And the main event, King Crunch versus Chase Chambers versus Jackson Hendricks for the WTW Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be a big one. That's going to be the biggest fight of WTW. And I can't wait. Because the minute Chase comes on here and shows up at Mania is the minute he's going to be destroyed. Just as I thought, he's scared to get on here. Come on, Chase. Come on. Let's see if he'll actually join this podcast. He knows what I'm going to have to say. I super kicked his head off on the last week on Mayhem.
What's up, Hendricks?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like Chase Chambers has decided to join the call. Well, finally. Chase, what do you have to say about turning your back on me, you nasty son of a bitch?
Oh, here's what I got to say. I got to say a whole lot. All right? Well, me turning my back on you, that's just the beginning. All right? You don't know what's coming at Mania. At Mania, I won't be the one with my ass on the ground knocked out. It's going to be
right. Yeah, right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to state the reason why Chase Chambers is on my phone is not to break character here, but we're kind of having technical difficulties with this podcast. But Chase, let's just get into it. I'm going to shove that kick pad so far down your throat that it's going to be coming out of your ass, boy, at Mania. You hear that?
Oh, yeah, I hear you. But, I think I'm going to have to shove my kick pad in your ass, too.
And King Crunch, I hope you're watching this because I'm going to have to shove.
It's just okay, Crunch.
Exactly. But, ladies and gentlemen, let's Chase on the real though. I mean, I know not to break character or anything, but people know that we're best friends in real life and stuff, but thanks for joining me here on this WTW podcast. Stuff went wrong with Seth Maverick, so thank you for joining me.
Yeah, no problem, dude.
So, Chase, I have a few questions for you. Who would you say your favorite person to wrestle is in WTW and why? Top 3.
Top 3. Well, number 3. Do you want me to go from 3 to 1 or 1 to 3 here?
3 to 1.
All right. Well, number 3. I'd probably have to go with T-Bone in a weapons match anyway, just because he's a little bit more stiff and awkward in a technical match, but in a weapons match, he can definitely wrestle good. He's a pretty good wrestler and everything.
T-Bone is a crazy son of a bitch, that's for sure.
Yeah. I think number 2, it'd either have to be Relic or King Crunch. You know, they both have the wrestling down and everything. But number 1, I'd have to say Jackson Hendricks. You know. You're the lot more easy to wrestle with. You're not so stiff and awkward. I can pretty much do anything to you. So.
Yeah, I agree. You know, and fans really haven't gotten a taste of what me and you can do in a one-on-one due to the Excalibur tag team. But fans, you're going to see here in the upcoming months what Chase and I can really do in the ring in a one-on-one match, and it's going to be really interesting to see. But Chase, now that I got you on here, I got a question for you.
What's that?
No, tell me. I'm going to give you however long you need to explain. Explain the Chase Chambers character for me. The recent turn in Chase Chambers. Explain the character.
Well, with the recent turn before the turn, he was kind of the nice guy. He kept quiet, and he was kind of under everyone's shadow, right? Well, with this turn, he's not going to be so quiet and under everyone's shadow. He's going to be the funny asshole of the group.
Agreed. Now, Just a little behind the scenes stuff here. We're gonna give the fans some little insight. Tell the fans, what was the main reasoning for turning Chase Chambers heel on that Mayhem?
Well, I'd have to say it was because, you know, we really wanted after Mania and into Mania, we wanted tension between Jackson Hendricks and Chase Chambers, and especially after Mania, we're gonna have a huge feud and everything, and that's when you guys are really gonna see some great matches between me and Jackson.
Well, it looks like I just got a text from King Crunch himself.
Uh-oh.
Asking me a question. But let me answer that real quick, Chase, and I'll get back to you on that.
All right.
Now, Chase, how do you feel about WTW Mania? Like, how it's easily the biggest match of my career, at least. I know King Crunch's career and yours. What do you think about the match, the Triple Threat WTW Championship match?
It's easily going to be the craziest match of this year. We're going to pull out everything we have for it. We're going to be intense as hell. We're going to be crazy as hell. We're going to do anything we can to make some jaws drop.
Yeah, I totally agree. Now, what you guys see on the screen, you know, all three of us hate each other and what, but we're going to do our best to put on a 5-star match for you viewers at Mania, and it should be a good one. But what I do have to say is that WTW Mania, it's going to be a hell of a show. You have Relic versus Juggernaut. Should be real interesting, you know, knowing those two characters. You have now I can't really spoil anything else, but you have the triple threat match between Chase Chambers, 2016 WTW Royal Rumble winner, me, the X Factor, Jackson Hendricks, and the WTW champion King Crunch. Now, Chase, let's do a little segment here. Say you had to pick 4. It can be from any company. It can be WTW, VTW, UWE, APW, KBW, even though they're done. Pick 4 people in backyard wrestling that you would like to have on your team if you were to fight 5 other guys.
All right. Well, I'd have to probably go with Cage from KBW, and then I'd probably have to do a TWF guy, and I think that'd be Kid Rick, and then I'd also have to get you on there, Mr. Jackson. And well, for the next guy, I think I'd have to go with Ecstatic.
Well, it looks like Wesley Walker's decided to make a bit of an appearance. How are you today, Wesley?
Wesley Walker in the house. I'm the mother boss. I'm the boss.
Well, there's your much-needed appearance by Wesley Walker here. Wesley, you should tune into the podcast.
Will do.
Ask us some questions in the live chat. Well, there's my, arch nemesis, Wesley Walker. But, Chase, I want to know, where does backyard wrestling start for you, and what made you want to do it?
Well, see, what made me want to do backyard wrestling was actually watching WTW's first match that you and King Crunch put on, and ever since I saw that, I wanted to give it a try. At first, I thought it was a little weird, but I ended up loving it.
So, yeah, I agree, Chase. What happened was I remember us at school, Andrew, people who don't know King Crunch, King Crunch and I convinced Chase to do WTW. He was little unsure about it at first, but I mean, months later that had to be October. So October to April, months later, he ends up loving it. So that's what happens.
It definitely brought me and you closer as people also.
Yeah, we definitely became much more of best friends. We definitely became much more of best friends after WTW started. I mean, me and you have been friends since I don't know, man. Me, you and Trevor and other fans, T-Bone, have been friends since probably like early elementary school. So we've been going to school together for a while now. Chase, if you had to say, judging by the future guys that have been seen on screen, because there's going to be some new people that haven't been seen, who are you most excited to get in the ring with, and who do you think has the brightest future out of the new stars in WTW, and why?
Well, do you want me to give their names away and say it?
Yeah, you can.
All right. Well, I think the one person I'm really excited to get in the ring with, and I think has a great future in it, is going to have to be Caleb, just because he's the big guy. I think he can definitely use his power to his advantage, and it's going to be one hell of a match if I get in the ring with him.
Now, what is your favorite match that you've been in WTW so far? From your first match against King Crunch to your most recent match, which against King Crunch, now that I think about it.
Yeah. My favorite match would probably have to be me and yours, like our Iron Man match. That was a solid match, I think we paced it correct and everything, and it was a pretty good match. It's either that or my Doomsday match with T-Bone going for the title.
Yeah, that was definitely an interesting match, Chase. And we went Chase, I don't think I told you this, but we're gonna give the viewers a little surprise here. And I say halfway through the podcast, me and you switch and you become the host and I become the guest. What do you say?
Yeah, maybe.
So Chase, I want to know what made you, and I want this question answered as Chase Chambers. What made you want to vacate the Next Gen Championship back in March?
Because I wanted to move on to the big leagues and go for the WTW Championship. I was going for the real deal, I don't want the Next Gen title. No, I'm going to Mania and I'm winning that WTW Championship because I'm the best.
Well, Chase, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm the best because I'm not. I've never been the best, and I never will be the best because there's no such thing as being the best. But what I can tell you is at Mania, I'm going to take the power back. And if that comes with kicking your head off, then I got to do what I got to do. And after last week, that stunt that you pulled actually right here, I'm actually at the WTW arena today. Yeah. Little reminiscing of Excalibur and looking back on it, Chase, we're a great team. But the sad thing is I thought we were brothers, and you've become the very thing that you swore to destroy, and that makes me sick. I don't know who you've turned into.
What I swear to destroy now, it's going to be Jackson Hendricks and King Crunch and Mania. That's all I swear to destroy.
You're going to be eating your words, son. Now, the only thing I got to say to you, Chase, is you better watch your back. And if that curly-headed poodle-looking fuck King Crunch is watching this, you better be watching his back too. But in all seriousness, though, guys, WTW Mania, April 30th. Make sure to check that out. It's the biggest show we've ever produced, and going to be some great matches for sure. Some big surprises. But, Chase, what is your favorite match in WTW that you were not included in?
Whoa. I'd say that I'm not included in. Man, that's hard. I'd probably have to go with your guys' Doomsday match, you and King Crunch. That also has the most views on the channel too.
That was one for the ages, that's for sure. Because I remember we were planning it for months. Like, We started in October, and we always had the plan, with the dual champions, and then we had the storyline going where who was the champion since we both tapped out on the debut, and then it led into Doomsday, and then that was an epic encounter. You guys, if you haven't seen that, go check it out because we did kick the shit out of each other.
It was one hell of a match.
Now, what I can say is one of my favorite matches would have to be what Chase mentioned earlier was the 20-minute Iron Man match, and shout out to King Zach for actually giving us the idea for that, and we wanted to give you a little gift because you're like our biggest fan and you always comment, so I just want to thank you for that. And yeah, that was a hell of a match. I mean, we were doing the Excalibur act at that time, and me and you just kicked the shit out of each other, but Chase, I want to get your insight behind the scenes just to let the viewers, and there's going to be more viewers coming on. I know WrestleCon's on right now, so that could be partially why there's low viewers. But what do you think now? How do you feel? And I can say this since it's me and you every week. It's mainly me and you every week for WTW. I mean, it's me, you, and Relic and Juggernaut. That's pretty much all we got.
But those guys, dude, they're weird. I don't know what they're doing every time.
But yeah, dude, if you actually want to know a story, I actually had to kick Relic out of my house earlier. He's actually been creepy.
Dude, crazy. I noticed that he was out in the street in the dark all alone and shit. Dude, he's weird.
Dude, Relic was always like, dude, I should stay at your house. I mean, we're not friends. You should kind of get out of here.
And I saw Juggernaut on the shed, dude.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and guys, there will be a WTW Mayhem episode coming soon, but problem is I don't know if you can hear it, but it's pouring rain outside and the weather is complete shit. So I apologize for the Mayhem episode being delayed, but we have 2 more before Mania. Mania, like I've said many times, is April 30th. And guys, there's some there's some questions in the chat. And Andrew Lang telling King Crunch to stop texting, that bastard. Now, Shindrix comments, how does it feel to get beat up by Wesley Walker? Now, as Jackson Elkins, it's really fun to wrestle Wesley. It leaves for the powerhouse versus the underdog face, but as Jackson, it's not fun. You get your shit tossed, you get German suplex, belly to belly suplex, reverse rock bottoms, shit gets ugly. Elbow drops off ladders. If you guys haven't seen that match, go check it out. It is pretty crazy. And Andrew and Shindrick's getting a little inappropriate in the comments. Hope the weather gets better and there's a chance WTW Mania be delayed. There should not. WTW Mania shouldn't be delayed, King Zach, but I guess there's always the possibility, but we're going to do our best to not have it be delayed. It all just kind of depends. But Wesley Walker, why don't you come sit on and add some spice to this podcast, right here next to me. Ladies and gentlemen, Wesley Walker, the first and maybe last time you'll ever see me sit by him. Now,
what up? Well, you're covering my face up, douche.
Hey, thought I already kicked your teeth down your throat.
That was a lucky win, by the way.
Now, Wesley, I want your opinion. I want your opinion on the WTW champion, King Crunch. I think Chase and I both want your opinion. Now, that doesn't change the fact that I'm still going to kick this guy's ass at Mania, but I want your opinion on your champion.
My champion is a great, great champion. He fights. He wins by any means necessary. That's what I think.
Too bad he's going to get his shit tossed at Mania. Wesley
by
Walker.
who? Nobody that's on this podcast is.
Excalibur will have to do something just one last time for Excalibur.
Now, Chase, the game plan, and I don't know if that little shit poodle, little fucking cricket's watching this podcast, but I hope you are. Chase, I can't stand you, and frankly, I want to kick your damn teeth down your throat.
Trust me, I want to do the same to you.
You're a pretty boy little bitch. That's what you are. But
no, actually, I'm really pretty. You guys are ugly, but
we have a common enemy here in King Crunch.
Yeah, well.
So basically, I say we kick his ass, and then I kick your ass.
First and foremost, yeah. I need to say something. You got lucky that I had to work a long, hard day that day. I was tired, number one. Number two, I was doing paperwork for WTW, and, man, that's hard work, guys. I sat at a desk all day.
Now, Wesley, I want your opinion. You know, the stories came out on WTW that you actually approached me before Doomsday wanting me to be your champion. You want to elaborate on that?
I plead the fifth. No comment.
Oh, of course. Chase, did Wesley Walker ever try to approach you to make you his man instead of the little shit cricket that we're forced to call the champion?
No, he's never.
I just don't know what he's talking about because honestly, I hand chose Wesley Walker speaking. Chase Chambers, don't you interrupt me. I'm the boss. I could suspend your little ass, and you could not participate in the WTW Mania.
Wesley Walker, I think there's a big announcement that has been thrown around the WTW locker room. You know something about Wesley Walker being a referee? You want to elaborate on that rumor?
Oh, you want me to throw a spoiler out there?
Guess what this is a podcast is for, so shoot.
Well, I'll tell you what. Better, I guess there's no time better than now. So just to let you guys know, Wesley Walker, the boss, will be the special guest referee for the triple threat of WTW Mania for the championship. What do you think about that?
Oh, shit.
That's what I do.
Chase, you hear that? I mean, I know.
Yeah, he's too biased. He's not going to call it down the middle.
Just like I told Chase not to interrupt me, don't put that damn phone in front of my face again because I will give you a beat down. Oh, it's about to get real up in this B.
This is the first. You know, should we at least try to keep it professional?
Okay, I am a professional. You have to try really hard, but it's easy for me. Let's go. Let's roll.
You know, Wesley Walker, I want you to elaborate on me kicking your ass on Mayhem 7 and getting into the main event of Mania.
Like I said, I had a long, hard day at work. It's hard being the general manager of a big company. And I'll tell you what, I was tired. I had a backache. And, you know, these may sound like excuses, but they're not. It's the truth.
He was tired.
The truth will set you free. I had a backache. I had sinus infection. I might have had a kidney stone. I don't know. You know, there was a lot of things going on right then. But you know what? I still beat your ass all over the mat. Now, you did. I got to hand it to you, dude. You brought the fight, man. You always do. But
thank you.
I'm still telling you that King Crunch is the man, and he's coming out on top. What do you think about that?
You know, I beg to differ, but hey, Chase, you want to do us all a favor? Let's soup up WTW a little bit. Let's get that little shit cricket. You know, his name shall be unnamed because I don't want to go there. Chase, your little brother, you know, get him to view this podcast and see what he thinks of your new cocky, arrogant persona.
Last strike. Put it in front of your face.
You know, Chase.
All right, Wesley Walker, I got a question for you, though.
Yes, sir. And by the way, you may ask me a question.
What is your excuse for getting busted open at Aftershock?
I'm human. I got hit over the head with a chair twice. That was Aftershock, right?
That was Aftershock.
Okay.
When you used the illegal weapon to beat me, might I add, but you know, karma strikes back because I used it on you.
Oh. 2 wrongs don't make a right, Jackson.
2 negatives make a positive in science, as I've heard.
Dude.
Well, that's what I've
You're my enemy. Stop making me laugh.
You're supposed to be my Green Goblin to my Spider-Man.
Okay. Anyways, Chase, I have a question for you.
He is the guest on this podcast.
What is it going to feel like to get your ass whipped by probably both these guys?
Whoa, what makes you think that I'm going to team up with the paper champion to kick his ass? I mean, I cannot say either.
What makes – okay, let me ask Jackson the question then, Chase.
All right.
What is it going to feel like to get your ass kicked by Chase and King Crunch?
You know, I can't stand this wrestler, frankly.
Because think about it, and this is where I'm getting into y'all's head, because you guys can't even get out there on the mat and get along anymore. You guys, every time you end up together, you always start beating the shit out of each other.
You know,
so
Chase and I may have to.
I'm just saying, I'm a thinker. I know what's going on here.
You may be right, Walker, but you know what I think? Mania is every man for himself, and I don't give a shit if I have to use brass knuckles, steel chairs, anything. I'm whipping both of their asses, and I'm taking my championship that you stole from me.
Just remember who's the referee and who's the boss.
Hey, guys, Jackson Hendricks, I'm going to be stepping out for a minute, so it looks like Wesley Walker is going to have to take over this podcast. I will be right back. No. I have to find a way to keep this podcast going.
Oh, he's got to find a way to keep the podcast going. So, Chase, let me ask you a question.
What's that?
Do you like boys?
I do not like boys. Wesley Walker, I'm going to have to ask you the same question because sometimes I'm very concerned if you may have a liking for boys.
No. Next question. Let's see. This was a spur of the moment thing. So, next question. Like, seriously, like, on a real note, like for real, you're Chase here, and I'm you know who I am.
Yeah.
I've been watching you guys wrestle, since you guys started, and everybody's progressed and gotten so much better.
Yeah.
But not everybody has a real. I mean, they appreciate the wrestling and they really like it and enjoy it, and it's just kind of fun. But there's just few of you guys who really have the love and passion for it, and I noticed that at first you were a little hesitant, it was kind of holding back, and then you just got better and better. You guys all got better, and then, I mean, it sort of looks like you've developed a lot. Hold on, shut the hell up, Relic. Hey, it looks like, sorry, I had to tell this Relic dude what's up, man. He's a freaking weirdo. Anyways, it looks like you've developed that love and passion for it. Is that the truth?
Yeah, I sure have,
It's the truth for me kicking your ass, you son of a bitch.
Hey, Relic, watch out, dude. All right. Yeah, but it is definitely the truth, I'm
Heel country!
Ever since I just started showing up every week and, I'm just been wrestling with these guys and, I really have grown a love for it and a passion for it, and I do love doing it for sure.
Yeah, well, I'll be honest, man. You guys have gotten good, and it's really fun to be around it, So, I know.
I thought I told you to get out of here, you old shit cricket. Sorry, guys, a little dilemma there. Gosh, little creep can never stay out of this damn house. Better put his ass in the oven or something.
In the oven, okay. Anyways, seriously though, Jackson, a real question for you. Well, I'll ask him when he gets back. So,
sorry, ladies and gentlemen, devices have to be charged. All right, put Chase Chambers' ass back on here.
You hold it, please.
Fine. All right, shoot. What's your question, Walker?
Like you probably heard me say to him, and this is just a real question. You probably heard me say to him, like, you've all gotten better and better, but what has been the love, and how has that just grown up? Because you've always loved wrestling, WWE and everything else, all that stuff, even the smaller ones. But how has that grown for you as you actually get to wrestle and stuff? I mean, does that make you?
I would say, like, at first I loved it, but, like, something really wasn't clicking. I mean, I was all right, but, like, I would say just in the past few months, I mean, because it's pretty much, and I'm not trying to dig it, Andrew, Trevor, Chris, any WTW podcast. Too. This is not a dig at you guys, but typically you guys don't really show up, and I'm not trying to be mean. That's me as a person saying that, but, like, it's kind of me and Chase almost every weekend, so I feel like the passion and the love came for us two just busting our ass all the time. Well, I mean, I guess I can't say it's us two. We normally have four because, I mean, if you include Relic and Juggernaut, but I don't really include those guys as people. I mean, I just kicked his head off and got him out of here.
Show up when they want to and then leave. They show up for a split second all the time.
I have a question. Was Relic and Juggernaut, like, was Juggernaut in his mask when you hired him, or, like, how did that work?
Yeah, I just thought it was cool. And actually, I met him because one night I was sitting there eating dinner. So it's such a true story. I was eating dinner and we heard this noise. I'm like, what the hell? And actually, we had fried some chicken. And this dude started screaming, runs through, and we're just all in shock, dude. And he grabs the chicken leg and then leaves. He runs out screaming.
Now, how did you meet Relic exactly?
I just told you.
No, that was Juggernaut.
Oh, I meant Relic. That's how I meant Relic.
How'd you meet Juggernaut?
Juggernaut? Well, before we opened this company, WTW, I was a plumber. And I had to go down in this huge storm sewer once. And this is also a true story. I was down there trying. It was causing a flood. It's all plugged up, and it's pretty gross. But I went down there, and all of a sudden, I heard this really creepy like whispering, and I'm like, it's your typical horror movie scenario, but instead of a real life scenario, which it was a real life scenario, like instead of being smart and running, I was like, I'm gonna investigate. So I went further deeper, and there I met that cat, and I'm like, dude, you're a really fucking weirdo. So you're going to come wrestle with me. That's how I met Juggernaut.
Now.
He's living on the shed now. It's really weird.
Yeah, he's living on like Chase Chambers' house's shed, I heard.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Chase, you're supposed to be this aggressive badass. Why don't you just go knock his ass off?
I just know that Relic really likes chicken.
Well, one thing that I do know is Relic's new interest in Snickers. I don't know what kind of that is, but Chase, one more question though.
Here, let me check your comments, dude.
One more dream match. Are you King Crunch Andrew? He is, and King Crunch is the character, and Andrew is the person. They're vastly different, somewhat. But Chase, I want to know.
Oh, Chris Fuentes, dude.
Chris Fuentes. They be trying on there. Chris, little shout out. We were supposed to hang out this weekend. I don't know what happened. Kind of just fell apart.
Freaking rained. That's what happened.
Okay, good point. But
it hasn't stopped raining all day. Like it's been downpouring, and I know because, like I said, I had to go to the office.
Chase, and no wrestler from WTW can be an answer for this one. But if you were to have a cross-brand show, who would you want to wrestle?
King Zach says Relic needs help.
Okay, yeah, King Zach, I do agree.
You are right. And you know what? I'm still kind of irritated that he stole a piece of my chicken because chicken legs are my favorite anyways.
So, but Chase, if you had a cross-brand with another wrestler from another company, now who would it be?
Could it be too like a triple threat match?
It could be.
Okay, guys, I'm sorry, but can I read some of these? Can I read some of these comments?
Of course. Is there any questions in there?
Yeah, we'll get to there here.
Hey Wesley, what's it like wrestling Jackson Hendricks and being a heel easy? Now, Brian, I'm going to let you answer that question.
Well, Mr. King Zach, it's really fun wrestling Jackson, honestly, because I've loved wrestling ever since I was born, probably. Hulk Hogan was always my favorite, and I know he's kind of a scumbag or whatever now. You know, I don't care. He was always like my little kid hero. There's a cat. Get out of here, man. But hey, excuse me. Thank you. Anyways.
Garfield, get out of here, dude.
I love wrestling. Totally love wrestling. I've been to so many live events. I met Hulk Hogan. I always had back when I'm an old dude, back when we did our little backyard wrestling, me and my cousin Mike Ogle, we didn't have cameras or YouTubes or cell phones or anything like that. We just wrestled. We just beat the shit out of each other, like with like wooden dining room chairs and shit. But it's really easy being a heel. It's fun. It's a lot of fun because I can talk so much shit, and I can be, dude. I'm answering a question.
Show some respect.
Listen, I'm about to jump in character and whip Jackson Hendricks' ass. All right. So, anyways, yes, it's easy being a heel. Let me read some more of these, dude.
Didn't King Crunch lose the social media wars? Haha, Jackson can beat King Crunch. Thanks, King Zach. Actually, King Crunch did not lose the social media wars match, nor did I. It was actually a draw, a double submission, similar to the ending of the debut of WTW. If you want to ask Andrew, I'm sure you can answer this. WTW, are you the WTW wrestler Chris Fuentes? Yeah, that is Chris Fuentes. Basically, Chase, I got a question for you. You are the guest on this podcast. Now, there seems to be backstage, we can go out of I want your in-character response on this one. What do you think of Thomas Drake, the commentator, and Mitch McConnell?
Dude, Mitch McConnell's legit. Thomas Drake's annoying as fuck.
He was cool, all right? This is what I got to say. Because he was on my side when I was with Excalibur, But now I've heard some rumors that he's mad at me because I turned on his boy Jackson Hendricks, and now he's being a sad little bitch. But I have this feeling
King Zach
like
told you,
Mitch
man,
McConnell
Jackson, be professional.
hated me, and I hated him. I might still hate him a little bit, but he might be kind of leaning towards my side.
Oh.
I will say this.
Dude, we need to read some of these comments here.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to change the subject, but you have a few fans watching, and you need to let me do this.
All right.
It's important.
Read some
Don't
of
be
the
like
questions.
WWE. I'm just joking.
Read some of the questions.
And comments. First of all, King Zach said, man, Jackson, be professional.
Agreed.
And then King Zach also said that Chris deserves a title shot. Chris Fuentes.
He had a title shot already. Go check it out. Game over.
Oh, yeah, he did. That's right.
His debut was a title shot.
I meant to rematch. I know he had a match in game over.
Don't laugh if you're reading this, Jackson. I'm laughing. I like you, Chris. You're a good dude.
Now, Chase, I do want to are you King Crunch injured, Chase? Laugh,
Yeah,
Jackson. Yeah, it sucked. Glad you like. Okay.
Dude, laugh. He just wants you to laugh.
Okay. Chase. Now, if you had to pick another,
Thank you. I know I'm hardcore, King Zach.
if
See,
you,
I interrupt when I want to because I'm Wesley Walker.
what Walker, you get out of here. Make a return later or something.
All right, man. Wait,
So,
why'd I just do that? I don't even like you.
I don't know. Get out of
Hey,
here.
later, Chase Chambers. I hate you too. See ya.
Walker, Chase, I have a question for you. Now, I know you teamed up with me. Me and you teamed up for a while as Excalibur, but I mean, what exactly made you turn your back on me? I didn't see that coming. You were getting more cocky and cocky each week, but I decided not to say anything to you. Elaborate. What made you decide to fight me in the WTW arena inside? And what made you yell at the cameraman like that? Are you serious?
The cameraman was a piece of shit.
You have no respect!
I have respect.
Oh, dear gosh. All right, Chase.
I don't have respect for lazy asses like that cameraman. I mean, he was supposed to be holding the ladder, and he was standing away from it like 90% of the time. He wasn't doing his job. And then his excuse is, I'm getting paid $3 an hour. Well, Chase Chambers, he doesn't like that, all right?
Well, Chase, in fairness, dude, you're making bank here in WTW. You're one of the highest paid wrestlers we have.
That's because I'm Chase Chambers.
Let me guess, you're the best.
Yeah.
Now, Chase, it's about that time. We're about halfway through this podcast, so ladies and gentlemen, it is going to switch, and Chase Chambers is now the host of the WTW podcast, and I am the guest, Jackson Hendricks. Chase, shoot with any question you'd like.
All right, Mr. Hendricks, how does it feel being turned on by the best Chase Chambers?
You know, it hurt, honestly. It did. I mean, as you saw, I literally kicked his block off because it pissed me off so bad. Now, Chase, the only thing I got to say, with you being the host of this podcast, never mind. I'm not going to respect boundaries because you can respect my ass, and it's going to come at Mania when I break your damn nose after a super kick. And as a shitty Roman Reigns, oh, that's his name. Whoops. Oh, and as a shitty Roman Reigns wrestler would say, you can believe that. Chase, any other questions?
Well, I do have to ask, all right? How do you think King Crunch's performance will be?
The real answer?
Yeah, the real answer. Straight up honest.
I think Andrew will perform pretty well, but his performances have been kind of weak lately, but I'm hoping it's on par with his Doomsday performance, if not better, because I know he can do better than he's been doing. And hopefully he doesn't get mad that I said that, but I mean, it's just the truth.
And I have to completely agree with you on that, dude. And Andrew, that isn't a shot at you. That's just us being honest.
Oh, Chase, you want me to do a favor? King Crunch is texting me and he's angry. Now, you want to figure out a way to get him on Hangouts, so why don't you call him from your phone on Hangouts?
All right. Well, I just got Hangout, but maybe I could try to figure this out.
Actually, no. We'll get him in later. He can wait. Now, Chase, what is your next question for me?
Well, my next question, let me think here. Well, you were trying to ask me about the whole cross-branding earlier, right?
Yeah.
Well, who would you have to cross brand with if you had the choice? And by the way, when you asked me that, I would probably want to do a triple threat with Ecstatic and Zach Daniels more than likely. But that's your question now.
Well, this one's hard. Because there's a lot of really great wrestlers out there and a lot of new good wrestlers too. But I don't know. In terms of who I'm similar to, I'd probably say Chase Bridges from DRW. I think that'd be a great match. I'd like to work with him someday. And but if I had to pick one, it'd probably have to be Ecstatic.
Yeah.
Ecstatic, Jackson Hendricks, good match. Veteran versus rookie. I mean, I don't really consider myself to be really a rookie anymore, but
yeah.
Now, how do you feel? Now, actually, let's just switch. Let's just switch off between questions. Chase, how do you feel? Why do you think you've gotten so much better at wrestling and promos in general, and like in all forms of wrestling in the last few months?
Well, after doing it for so long and everything, I just get a lot more comfortable with it and all, and I get a lot better at talking in front of the camera, and I'm coming out every week and practicing and all that with you, and it's honestly making my wrestling feel a lot smoother and everything, and I'm getting a lot more comfortable with it every time I come out.
Now, I do have one question for you though, Chase.
Yeah.
And I want your answer on this. Are you confident that you will win the triple threat match at WTW Mania?
Okay, what?
Are you confident that you will win the triple threat match at WTW Mania? And you better answer lightly, boy, because you know who's the host of this.
Oh, I know I'll win that triple threat match at WrestleMania. Jackson Hendricks, you don't stand a chance. King Crunch, you're nothing but a paper champion. That is Wesley Walker's favorite, but I know I am the best. Chase Chambers.
Now, Chase.
Answer that lightly for you, Hendricks.
Now, Chase, I got one. I just have one question for you. What makes you think that you are better than everyone? Now, why do you feel that way?
Because I'm Chase Chambers. That's all I have to say, Hendricks.
Chase, I'm done looking at your ugly face.
Hey, man, that's a shot at me. You don't do that.
Chase, I'm tired of your attitude and I'm tired of your mouth, and I'm going to kick your teeth down your damn throat to where it's going to come out of your asshole at WTW Mania.
Man, you're really getting on my bad side, Hendricks, and you don't want to be on my bad side.
I'm sure. Nope. I'm confused. It looks like Chase Chambers has decided to leave the podcast. I think he maybe got offended from my comments. Why am I not surprised? All right, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what just happened, but you are still tuning in to the first ever edition of the WTW podcast. And like I've said, I'm your host, the X Factor, Jackson Hendricks, WTW Mania, April 30th, triple threat match. And King Zach, if you want to know, Chris Fuentes will be in action. Now, Chase, I don't know what just happened with Chase, but I don't know if he will be back or what will happen. But, does it look like Chase is actually going to have some balls to call back? I have no idea. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't look like Chase Chambers will be joining us back here on the podcast, but I don't know. Let's see if we can get him back on here, but it looks like I pissed him off because I told him I was going to kick his teeth so far down his throat that it's going to come out of his ass at Mania. Now, for you, King Crunch, you want to talk shit, and you want to be the paper champion. Well, why not any other way let's get your ass on here then. Well, it looks like King Crunch does not want to be on here either. Shocker. Well, it looks like oh, wait a minute. Whoa. It looks like Chase has something to say. Chase, why did you hang up? What was your reason? Did I piss you off?
No, actually, Juggernaut's out there by my shed right now, screwing with the power line.
All right, seriously, dude, I don't know what we're going to have to do. I don't know if we're going to have to team up again or what, but I seriously think we need to take those bastards out.
Man, we do. Pissing me off.
Right?
Maybe Excalibur needs to reunite one more time for that.
Maybe.
And then after we kick the shit out of each other, agree?
Agreed. Sorry, King Crunch is trying to get on this podcast, but I'm denying it. So basically what's about to happen is Chase, now I want your honest opinion.
On what?
How do you feel about being the first guest on the WTW podcast?
Feels awesome. I mean, I think it's well deserved by me because I'm Chase Chambers, but yeah.
You know, Chase, what has made you turn into this cocky, arrogant, I'm gonna straight up say it, asshole.
Well, do you want the Chase answer or the Chase Chambers answer?
I want the Chase Chambers answers, bitch. That's who I'm talking to.
All right. Well, the Chase Chambers answer is because I'm the best, and I'm tired of hiding under you and King Crunch's shadow. And I'm going to prove to people I'm the best at Mania by shoving my kick pads up both your guys' asses, and that's what's going to happen.
I'm so sure. Now, I don't know what is going to happen at Mania. It's going to be a wild one, but you guys better be tuning in because it's going to be good. Now, excuse me, my phone is blowing up with dumbasses. Such names not being named King Crunch. Now, Chase, I want you to elaborate on your feud with Relic.
Well,
And be very careful because I don't know where he is. I super kicked him earlier, but I don't know where he went.
All right, dude, I'll kind of be quiet. All right, well, my feud with Relic was kind of being a little bitch and everything, and he was mad, right? Because he didn't get the Next Gen Championship, and I did, and he was always trying to take that from me. Well, Chase Chambers, he doesn't deal with that shit. No, I kicked the shit out of Relic. I twisted chasing him on that chair the first time he tried to take the belt. Oh, he kept going. He doesn't want none of this. I bet he's done with me, that's for sure.
Now, who would you like to see Relic get in the ring with?
Well, see, I'm really excited to see both the Psychos get in the ring with each other at Mania. When Relic and Juggernaut are in that ring, something's going to go down, I'll tell you that.
Well, I completely agree in it. When we've gotten notified that will be the show opener for WTW Mania. Now, Chase, I want your honest opinion. I want your honest answer on this. What made the WTW creative team come up with the idea for the triple threat match for WTW Mania?
Well, like us creating the match, like for the Mania event.
What was our reasoning for creating the match?
Well, I'm not really sure. I mean, because I think I don't know, it's kind of your decision. If I'm a little out of character here. I think it was more your decision, and you kind of wanted me. Because I think you thought I was finally good enough to the point where I could main event and go for like a title main event. So I think you put me into the big main event and everything. And you wanted yourself in there with King Crunch just because that feud has been so great ever since the debut of WTW. And you wanted all three of us in there, just to add to the storyline. And that's probably the main reason why we actually turned our characters on each other and everything.
Yeah, I completely agree. It definitely will lead to a great match at Mania, and I feel like King Crunch versus Jackson Hendricks had happened too many times, and I feel like it wouldn't have that big fight feel for WCW Mania anymore, especially after the Doomsday match.
Yeah, definitely needed something else.
Now, Chase, now I want you to ask me something.
All right.
Now, give me give me the scenario that I gave you earlier, the Survivor Series scenario. The team, I have to pick 5 opponents in BYW, and you have to pick, and I have to pick 4 teammates.
All right.
So my 4 teammates would be none other than the one that has standards himself, Ecstatic. Now, mine would also be the best, Chase Chambers. Now, this one's going to be a little weird. You got to have a powerhouse on the team. Big time Mike. And the last person that I would like to have on my team, APW's Jason Walker. Now, my 5 opponents I would like to face: Everett Creed, Chase Bridges, Jamal Payne, King Crunch, and none other than the trademark T-Bone Elbow. 5-man team right there. Actually, no. Take T-Bone out of there. Nothing against him. Add VTW's crazy-ass Joe Cool in there. I've been wanting to get my hands on him for a long time. And Joe, I hope you see this too.
All right, but on all seriousness here, I do have a question for you. It's kind of like what Wesley Walker asked me earlier. Do you think like your passion and love for WTW and backyard wrestling in general has grown over the months?
Yeah, a lot. I mean, this is basically, Chase, what our weekends, out of character, this is basically what all of our weekends consist of, especially yours and I's, because, we're over at my house all the time, whether it's practicing or recording or doing backstage segments or anything. It's always something to do with WTW, and, it's pretty fun. I love to do it. It can be a big pain sometimes, like putting everything together when it comes to stories and editing and all that stuff, but it's worth it because, basically, when it comes to like views and stuff, it doesn't matter because even if there's only one person watching our videos, hell, at least somebody likes them, right? So, I love it. I love every bit of it, even though the hard work, like the finished product with the editing stuff, it definitely pays off with the fans and stuff. Even the creepy fans, which names I will not name.
Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about, but I also got another question. I can't believe I'm even bringing these guys up on our podcast because I don't think they deserve to be on it. But if you fans haven't seen from episode 7 Mayhem, down in the comments, PGW Wrestling. Well, Jackson, what is your opinion on them?
I'm not going to get too much into this. I don't really want to start much, but all I got to say is life lesson, don't self-promote on other people's videos, and especially if you don't have a leg to stand on if you act like you're better than them, and that is my final say on PGW. Now, Chase, let's go escape from backyard wrestling for a bit here, and let's go into the pro wrestling aspect. Now, who is your favorite pro wrestler currently?
Dean Ambrose.
Good choice. Now, Chase, is there any inspirations from Dean Ambrose that you put into Chase Chambers?
Kind of being a psycho. I'm going to make, with my heel turn, I'm going to try to be a little bit more psycho and a kind of funny asshole. That's kind of, I can kind of see where your character is going in that direction. Now, King Crunch is, let's just say he's blowing up my phone here, wanting to join this podcast, but, I'm still going to make him wait. Yeah, I think he can wait. He's King Crunch.
Now, Chase, okay, let's give another segment here. I'm going to name a wrestler from WTW, and you say whether you would like to wrestle. Well, you would say either. No, I'm going to give you. Actually, here I'm going to give you a name. I'm going to give you a wrestler's name in WTW, and I want you to give the match stipulation that you would like to fight them in.
All right.
King Crunch.
Well, I'd say a table, ladders, and chairs match. I would really love to put King Crunch through a table.
Next Gen Champion T-Bone.
Well, I think I'd have to go with a no-holds-bar match just because he's really good with weapons. He's fun to fight a match with weapons with.
The new guy that was on watching this podcast earlier, Chris Fuentes.
I'd have to do just a good, classic technical one-on-one match with him.
Caleb.
Well, I'd probably do a tables, ladders, and chair match with him and let him put me through the table.
Okay. Relic.
With Relic. I really hate Relic. What do they call that one match? They do this in professional wrestling sometimes. The Inferno match.
Oh, you want to light Relic on fire?
Yeah.
I really want to see who's under that damn mask too.
Yeah, I know, I do too.
Now, Juggernaut, creepy clown.
Juggernaut, honestly, I don't know if I want to fight him. He kind of scares me. Sometimes I just want to kick him in the face.
None of, and then the last one, but not least, your rival, your partner, Jackson Hendricks.
See, I would. With Jackson Hendricks, it would be a one-on-ones match, street fight. It would be the most aggressive street fight ever.
Boy, you better watch your back because you might just get what you wish for.
It would be hardcore. Wink.
You better be ready, Chase, because I don't know when it's going to happen or how it's going to happen, but it's going to happen. I'm whipping that ass. Now, Chase.
Yeah.
Well, this has been one hell of a podcast, but I think it's about time to wrap it up. Any last words?
Well, no, not really. Just follow all of us on Twitter. Stay tuned. Mania is coming up soon. Not really sure what we're going to do for Mayhem, but definitely tune into Mania because it's going to be great.
Agree.
That's all I have to say.
I definitely agree on that one. Well, Chase, I think I'm going to get you on out of here. Thanks for joining in.
Thanks for having me, dude.
See you, dude.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was the first edition of the WTW podcast. Thank you for joining. It's been one hell of a night here. And remember, WTW Mania coming up April 30th, 2016. Triple threat match is the main event. Chris Fuentes will be in action. King Zach. He may have a title match, but it may not be for the WTW Championship. Just stay tuned and see where that goes. Now, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, thank you for joining us here on the... Whoa. And none other than King Crunch. King Crunch, make this quick because we're about to wrap up this damn podcast. Say what you need to say. Let's go, bitch.
What?
Say what you need to say. I know you've been begging to get on this.
No, I'm just fucking around. I got nothing better to do today.
Well, King Crunch, all I got to say is I'm going to see you at Mania. And you call yourself the greatest WTW champion there ever has been and ever will be. And that's definitely debatable. Now, well, thanks for... now, what'd you think of little bitch Chase on the podcast?
He's just a little bitch. There's nothing to say anything worse about him. It's just a little bitch.
What do you think of the new machine, Caleb?
Gonna do good.
He's going to crush. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
Well, King Crunch, and one last thing before I let you go, too, because I'm about to end this podcast. What do you have to say about the WTW Mania Triple Threat main event now that it is a triple threat instead of a one-on-one?
I just get more asses to whoop. Because I'm a win doll. I'm going to retain my titles.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, thanks for joining us here, King Crunch. I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to kick that curly fucking hair of yours off your damn head at Mania. And, well, goodbye. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think there's any more interruptions left now that King Crunch has not, now that King Crunch is gone. Now that I said thank you for tuning in. Follow all of our superstars on Twitter at WTW Hendricks, at WTW Chase, at T-Bone WTW, at Fight King Fight, at WTW BYW, and on Twitter there'll be all the news and updates for WTW Mania and all sorts of stuff. And remember to tune into WTW Mania. There'll be 5 matches total. I'm not going to announce those matches because I don't want to spoil anything, but what a hell of a podcast we've had. And thank you for all who's watching and is going to watch. And, well, oh, wait, and one more thing. Chase Chambers, you may have came on here tonight and we exchanged some words, but that's going to compare nothing to the words I'm going to exchange. That's going to compare to nothing to what I'm going to do to you at Mania. Oh, one more Twitter person to follow, at Heel Caleb on Twitter. Follow the new guy, Caleb. Now, thank you guys for joining in. Oh, and King Crunch, you want to interrupt my podcast and you want to be the paper champion to take my belt, well, WTW Mania, Karma's a bitch, and Karma has been renamed the X Factor Jackson Hendricks. Who the hell do you think you are coming on here?
Who the hell do I think I am? I am the be-all, end-all, the Elite Wrestling Federation champion. Who do you think you are talking to me like that?
Who do you think you are interrupting my damn podcast? I'm the X Factor Jackson Hendricks. I don't know how many times I have to say this, but if you want to join King Crunch and Chase Chambers clan, you can bring your ass to Kansas and I'll super kick the beard right off your face.
Listen, kid, you're getting in deeper than you could possibly understand. I am a six-time Elite Wrestling Federation champion, the longest reign twice over. And if you need evidence of what I can do, then you'll need to look no further than Dyson Domination when I kicked Thomas in the face.
Now, evaluate on that match because it seems to me like you were pretty cheap at Dyson Domination. You faced Tommy the Scorpion. Oh, and if you guys haven't seen Dyson Domination 8, go check it out on the EWF Wrestling YouTube channel.
Listen, I don't know what you saw, but what I saw and what I was there for was nothing short of Thomas being disqualified for holding a chair after the referee heard a chair shot, and I was on the ground, and the referee did what the referee should have done, which was notify Thomas cheating in a championship match.
Now, you know, you're the EWF champion, and it seems like no one has been able to beat you for that EWF championship in EWF. So, I propose it. You know, if you can ever come to Kansas, now whatever you do with your worthless Owen Devine life that you live, if you ever want to stop by through Kansas, you can keep that EWF championship real warm for me because I can take that right off the shoulder whenever I'd like.
So what? You can't get the job done for the WTW championship that you got to try and take mine?
You know, the WTW championship is a long story. Now, Owen, I don't know if you watch WTW, but if you haven't seen it, that's my main goal. And at WTW Mania, I'm going to send in my throne, and I'm going to capture the WTW championship. And it looks like, out of me and you, it looks like I'll finally be the only real champion.
The only real champion? Listen, I have had matches you can't even imagine. I have beaten people you couldn't even believe. I am the Elite Wrestling Federation champion for a reason. I am the shit talker, and I am that good. So if you really want to see what I can do tomorrow, we will be holding the Wicked tribute in honor of Wicked J, and I will be in action. So if you want to know what Owen Devine can do, you need to look no further than that match.
Maybe we'll have to. Now, you don't know what I can do, boy, because here's another story. You're going to be welcoming to the world of Hendricks if you ever get in the ring with me, because the minute you step into the ring with me is the minute you're outclassed. And, you know, you've never been outclassed in the ring because the only people you face is the EWF guys. And, you know, I'll give you this. You can beat each and every single one of them, but you've never been in the ring with someone like me, and I can guarantee you that.
Let me explain to you why I'm not impressed. This championship is the most prestigious championship in backyard wrestling because it is only competed for by the elite. Listen, the WTW championship may come in Kansas, but it does not deserve to be mentioned in the same breath as the Elite Wrestling Federation Championship. And it never will.
You know, as I like to think, the champion, the belt doesn't make the champion makes the title. Now, the EWF championship is nothing as long as it's held by Owen Devine. Now, the WTW championship may be nothing right now because it's held by that paper champion. But the minute the paper champion loses it and it's picked up by a real champion, the WTW championship will mean way more than the EWF Championship can possibly mean, because anyone that can hold it in WTW will make that title mean more than anyone can hold the EWF Championship. And that means anyone.
That means anyone. See, you're right. You know, it's not the belt that makes the champion. It's the man holding it. But when I have defended this championship the way that I have defended it successfully, because people are not understanding that Owen Devine is defending this championship successfully, and he will continue to defend this championship successfully because I am the be-all, end-all of backyard wrestling. I am the Elite Wrestling Federation champion. I am Owen Devine.
I don't give a damn if you're Owen Devine. I don't give a damn if you're the EWF champion, and I don't give a damn who you are. The only thing that I care about is you interrupting my damn podcast, and I want to know exactly why.
See, I think the better question is how. Like, how did you allow me to get into your podcast? That's the problem. That is what you should be concerned with, not the fact that I'm here. The fact that you weren't paying enough attention to stop it.
You know,
Now,
Owen.
listen, I held this championship for 301 days before I was cheated out of my reign by that degenerate Reginald, and I am going to hold it longer this time because Reginald is no longer a threat to me. Reginald is not a threat to anybody in the Elite Wrestling Federation. He has been out since last year. The only threat right now in the Elite Wrestling Federation in anywhere right now is Owen Devine and the Alliance, because nobody knows what we can do. So people can keep doubting Owen Devine. People can keep doubting the Alliance. People can keep saying that I don't deserve to be mentioned in the same breath as other people. But when you can see what Owen Devine can do, that is when you're going to regret ever doubting me.
No, and you're going to learn one lesson. You can say whatever you want over this podcast because you can hide behind that phone, computer, whatever you're using. But if you come to Kansas and you step in the ring with me, there is no hiding anymore, Owen. You can even hide behind the Alliance, but I don't give a shit. No matter who I have to team up with, I'll take them out by myself too. And then you're going to follow in their footsteps of getting their ass kicked.
Big words for somebody who I can't even see on camera right now. That outlet looks really intimidating, but let me tell you something. Nine is more dangerous than you can possibly imagine. Listen, I've seen your matches. I have seen that super kick, and it's cute. It is. But when you can deliver a super kick that can knock somebody out, I hit Thomas with 3 of them, and he was sent to the hospital in critical condition. That makes things a little more dangerous than your super kick, which, to be quite frank with you, hasn't seemed to end any of the matches that I have watched.
You know, Owen, that's because the super kick isn't my deadliest weapon. My deadliest weapon would have to be the Phoenix Splasher, a very fitting name for the most dangerous weapon of mine, the Resolution. Now, the Resolution would be exactly what yours and I's match, if it ever happens, would end, because that would be your end. I would put Owen Devine out of his misery. And, maybe, just maybe, I could take that EWF championship with me, turn it into a more prestigious title. That way, that pretty little belt that you're holding, that way it actually can have a real champion for once.
Listen, the only thing that is going to happen is at the end of our match, I am going to hit you with the appropriately named Last Rights Super Kick. And it's so named because the only thing happening at the end of that match will be the 1, 2, 3, and you will be getting read your last rights, and I will be leaving still the Elite Wrestling Federation champion and the most successful superstar to ever step foot in a WTW backyard.
I'll make a little proposal for you. If you ever want to show up to Kansas, and if I'm the WTW champion, why wouldn't we go bigger than ever? The biggest cross-branding match there could possibly be. Champion versus champion. Title for title. EWF champion. If I can somehow maybe get the job done in that triple threat Now, remember, guys, April 30th, WTW Mania, check it out. But if I can somehow win the WTW Championship, and if you can somehow bring that ass over here, then winner take all. WTW Champion, EWF Champion.
Let me tell you something that you did wrong. You said if you can win. A true champion knows when they're going to win. Just like I know I'm going to continue to hold this championship, and I know that if I step into that ring with you, I will take that WTW championship with me. So the answer is no, it's not going to be a title for title, because if it is title for title, WTW will have to find a new championship because they won't have one anymore.
Actually, let me reconsider that challenge. You know, never mind. I don't want to hold the EWF Championship because it's been held by someone with such filth. Someone that can't get the job done without the alliance. Someone that is not a true champion. And you say a true champion knows that he can win. Now, I'm confident in my abilities, but there's one thing that I'm not, and that's cocky. Now, I want to see Owen Devine get in the ring with the Rebellious. I don't want to see you getting in the ring with this person on the podcast. I want to see you getting in the ring with the Rebellious one, the X Factor, Jackson Hendricks. Now, Owen, if you ever seem to find your way through Kansas, hell, I'll even give you my phone number if you want, because I want your ass now. You want to interrupt my podcast, your ass is mine. I don't know how. I don't even give a shit if I have to go all the way up to New York. I'm kicking your ass one way or another. You come down here, I go up there. We can even meet halfway in the middle of the damn field. I don't give a shit. I'm still going to knock your ass out and piss on that EWF championship.
Listen, if I haven't made it clear enough, I have a match tomorrow. I have a show tomorrow with a big task at hand to pay tribute to the legendary Wicked J. So I'm going to leave this thing, and I'm going to go and worry about my match tomorrow. I'm going to go worry about Hunter Klein. I am going to go worry about every single person on that roster who could potentially come and try to take away this championship, but they won't be successful. So the one thing that I will give you, the one concession I will give you is good luck at WTW Mania, because you're going to need it when you step in the ring with King Crunch and Chase Chambers. And until then, I don't have any patience for you. Goodbye.
See you, buddy. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was the first edition of the WTW podcast. I don't know why that little shit cricket is coming in on my podcast, but thank you all for joining us here on the WTW podcast. Follow WTW Wrestling on Twitter. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Go follow at Real Owen Devine, the dude that I was just talking about, to get updates on that little bastard. And subscribe to EWF Wrestling, because I want to know if I get in the ring with him, what I'm getting in the ring with. Thank you all for joining. Until then, see you later.